So that also leads into a guy who's also not known for being a boxer, actually fighting somebody that we know to be a former champion. Guys, how do you feel about Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul?
Um, I mean, I'll put it like this. In so many words, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid just because it's Tyron Woodley and not Floyd Mayweather. Um, Tyron Woodley looks like he's taking this fight extremely serious. You would think, and no lie, you would think that this is a fight that you would think this is a comeback fight. The way he's training, the way he's putting things together, even just the intensity of which he takes this fight serious. Um, I will say this: I did watch a couple of interviews of his after this fight was announced, and from what it sounds like, Woodley says he does want to come back to the UFC eventually, but he wants to compete in boxing for a couple of years. So I don't know how well that's going to work out for him, but I can definitely say that's probably going to add to why he's taking this fight serious, like it's actually a championship level fight. And so in so many words, I think he's going to do the job that people have been begging for Jake Paul.
The 15 minutes of fame of Jake Paul's boxing career. I think this is it. I think, no, I do. Like Tyron, he said it best in one of her interviews. I think it's going to be easy because I'm going to train to make sure that it's easy. And when
God.
And when he said that, I was like, oh, he is serious. I don't see Jake beating Tyron. I don't. I'm not going to be one of those people be like, oh, first round knockout. No, I don't see that happening. I do see Tyron beating Jake though. Will it happen in a knockout? If it does, cool. If it's dominant performance, I'll be even more happy with that. Just to show like there's, when you actually, there's levels to the shit. So like, I'm rooting for Tyron. I think Tyron could get the job done as long as he continues to take it serious, which it does seem like he is. And once Jake loses this, man, his 15 minutes of fame is up. I'm not saying his boxing career will be over because like he could always reenact his rematch clause. Apparently, there's a rematch clause, but he could always fight some other joke of a fight. But I think once he gets beat by Tyron, the narrative would be like, hey, you see what happens when you put him in there with a real fighter. So Tyron just got to do his thing in August. He does his thing in August. I think everybody's going to be like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to his rap album that he dropped.
I think as I was watching like the media press conference that they were doing, I think that Tyron Woodley's not really going in there to play the same games that some of these other people have played with Jake Paul. And, Jake Paul, I got to say this, like between the two Paul brothers, I just find it to be interesting how he puts himself in the narrative of these fights that are going on. Last night, oh my God, my brother, he beat Floyd Mayweather. Logan Paul's actually in the ring saying, hey, it was an honor to share the ring with one of the greatest of all time, at least sounding humble in the moment. Meanwhile, you got dudes just yelling outside of the ring. So it's like, to me personally, like you know what it is. And Tyron apparently knows what it is too. And he's not having that shit, it seems like. I'm interested to see that. So, for that part of it, I'm happy about it.
Yeah. So I got a question. So because of the high level of interest, are you going to pay for this fight? Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you're paying for the fight and the fight doesn't end in the first 2 rounds, you've drunk the Kool-Aid, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not giving crooked ass Steven Weasel Espinosa any money.
Yo, you gotta chill. You gotta chill, man.
for Showtime boxing. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it, to Steven Espinosa's credit, he runs a better tight ship than the other crooked organizations, but he's not putting on the greatest fights in either. So I'm rooting for Tyron. I think Tyron will get the job done, but I'm not throwing my money towards no Showtime pay-per-view. Now if this was UFC such and such, ESPN Plus. Hell yeah, man! I'm gonna turn up to that, but not no crooked ass Showtime.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, I won't call him crooked, but I'll definitely say this. I'm not paying for this. I don't see me paying for this. I'll probably catch the highlights. I do think, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul finds a way, if they find a way of feeding us what we believe and running off on a plug again. And because at the end of the day, I do think Tyron Woodley is going to take this fight serious. But I think at the same time, I know how not even it's entertainment. So we all know how the corruption of entertainment can be. So I do believe that honestly, I'll put it like this. I do believe that Jake Paul will find a way of having this fight in early in a way where he doesn't lose the fight, but he doesn't win the fight. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, after the first round, he's gonna be scared to go leave his corner. And all honesty, like you're not fighting someone that's a has-been, or I don't even want to use the term has-been, someone that's an elder in their league. Tyron Woodley's he's in his 30s, but he's not like 45-year-old or 46-year-old Floyd. He's not like he's not like Ben Askren, who was never known for fighting with his hands, and he was already at the end of his career.
Coming off hip surgery.
Yeah, coming off of hip surgery. It's not even like Nate Robinson, who was probably just chilling in the crib and got a call the day before, like, hey, you want to fight this kid, Jake Paul? So like, I don't see him leaving his corner after the first round. I think he will be scared, but I think they'll find a way of making this fight end early without him losing. And like you said, the rematch clause. So, but it's all nasty.
I mean,
I'm here for it though.
My last thing is like when Tyron wins, and hoping that he wins, I don't think Jake will make the rematch clause. I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I think he'll fight somebody else. Because, like, let's be real. Like, he said it in prior interviews. Hey, I'm not going to fight somebody that's out of my skill level. I'm going to fight people who I think is within my skill level. So he probably thinks, like, fighting Tyron is going to be a good step up a competition for him, not realizing, like, hey, man, Tyron might be too much for you at this point. And then when he gets beat by Tyron, I don't see him jumping back to Tyron. I just don't. But that's just what I think and what I feel.
Outside of like just like the